As someone who goes into pure consciousness, comes back with what they've discovered and shares it, establishes a philosophy, a way of teaching, and maybe even a religion is born of it. Now, the trouble is when you discover, there's a certain consciousness through which you are discovering. Now, once you have discovered, and then you want to go and relay that same thing that I discovered, if you do this, then this is going to be the consequence, that perhaps we are just all enlightened. Just to give you an example. Now, if your consciousness is not on par with the consciousness at which that discovery was made, there are still steps that will be taken, which would probably be either similar steps that were taken by the one that has discovered that wisdom. However, the way that you would be able to do this is for yourself to discover that wisdom and for practical steps and guidance to be provided, and for you to figure out for yourself, just as the other person did, be it Buddha, be it Nanak, be it Jesus, be it all those before us, and be it all the forerunners, all of the light workers, all of the spiritual teachers, all of those that are enlightened, all of those that are self-realized or on their way before us and us. We must discover for ourselves, because without direct experience, any affinity we feel towards a path, towards a teaching, towards a person, at best becomes another hit that we are getting in our internal reward system, like something new that we are learning, something exciting, something that allows for the flow of oxytocin in our body. So it's a bit like learning a new skill. It's a bit like becoming a parent. Anything new that comes. So similarly, that spiritual teaching, that sort of discovery that has been made by somebody else, and it's really hitting the right spots with you. It's hitting the right spots because it's giving you that high. It's giving you that kick that has probably been missing all this time. And also, when you know that somebody else might be in the same boat, it gives you that sense of camaraderie, gives you that sense of relief, respite, that you're not the only one. And that, folks, that level of community, that level of levity that we get out of this, these are the kind of things that keep us hooked into belief systems, into communities, into societies, into think tanks. So into anything that brings people together with a commonality, with a common purpose. However, as far as your spiritual work is concerned, or maybe work is not the right word, but as far as your self-discovery goes, it is something that you're going to have to do, putting aside all of these distractions, putting aside any belief, putting aside any religion, putting aside anything that you're holding on to. Because if you're holding on to it, ask yourself, am I holding on to this because of the way it makes me feel and it makes me feel good? Or am I holding on to this because I'm already acting out of my joy or out of whatever it is, so that I'm not latching onto something to make me feel a certain way? Ultimately, folks, when you're on the path of spiritual awakening, between what you know as a result of your awakening and entering the spiritually awakened integrated state, which is basically you integrating all that you know as a result of your awakening, that transition is one that you're going to have to traverse yourself. Yes, we can listen to people. Yes, we can read. Yes, you can book sessions, right? We can have one-to-ones, and for a short amount of time, that gives you that respite. Yes, it might even give you something to think about. But who is ultimately going to be picking up the pieces? You are. Not the band-aid, not what we are doing, which is talking to somebody. That talking to somebody is also important. It is not that don't do it. No, sometimes that respite is also what we need for that moment. But ultimately, as long as we don't make it what we're depending on, and as long as it doesn't become definitive of who we are, including our spiritual awakening, and you remember that your direct experience is like no other. It is the most vital and integral part of your journey into the authentic self, of your journey into this awakening, because it is a part and parcel of being awakened for you to realize your spiritual autonomy and you as an autonomous being. Lots of love.